Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Blake. Welcome to today's therapy session. The title of today's circle is, The Private Burdens Men Reveal Only in Therapy. I'd like each of you to say your name if you're comfortable, and share your story if you feel ready. I'll be taking notes while you talk, and when everyone's finished, I'll come back and address each story one by one. Who'd like to begin?
Yeah. I'm Michael. I was getting tested to donate a kidney to my son. And the doctor comes in and tells me we're not a match because he's not my kid. I didn't even know how to respond. I just sat there. I raised him, I changed his diapers, I taught him how to ride a bike. And now I'm supposed to, pretend biology suddenly erases all that. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to look at him without wondering what else I didn't know. I'm scared he'll pull away from me. I'm scared I'll lose him. I'm lost.
I'm Aaron. I found out I can't have kids, and I haven't told anybody. Not my brothers, not my friends, not even my wife yet. I feel like something's wrong with me, like I'm broken in some way I can't fix. I get angry when I see guys with their kids, and then I feel guilty for feeling angry. I don't know how to talk about it without feeling like less of a man. I don't know how to even start that conversation.
Hello, I'm David. My marriage hasn't had any intimacy in years. I don't know why. I don't know what changed. I've tried talking about it, but it just turns into silence or excuses. I feel like I'm invisible in my own house. I miss feeling wanted. I miss feeling like a husband instead of a roommate. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to leave. I just want to feel like I matter to her.
Hi everyone. I'm Montgomery. I lost my job a few months ago. I've been doing little gigs here and there, but it's not enough. I haven't told my family because I don't want them worrying or judging me. I'm supposed to be the one holding everything together. And right now I can't even hold myself together. I'm scared every day. I'm scared my kids will think I failed them. I'm scared my wife will lose respect for me. I don't sleep, I just think. I'm supposed to be the rock, the provider, the one who holds everything together. But I'm exhausted. I'm drowning and I can't let my family see it. If I break, everything breaks. So I just keep going until I can't.
Hi. I'm Eric. Growing up, nobody talked about feelings. If I cried, I got told to stop. If I was upset, I got told to toughen up. My mom leaned on me for her problems, and my dad didn't lean on anyone. Now I'm an adult and I don't know how to open up. I don't know how to let people in. I don't know how to say I need help. I just shut down and keep going. It's exhausting. My dad called me weak every time I showed emotion. He mocked me in front of my friends. That voice is still in my head at 35. I still flinch when I want to cry or ask for help.
Hello. I'm Carlos. My wife cheated on me for years. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want to look stupid or weak. I just swallowed it and kept moving. But it messed me up. I don't trust anyone now. I don't know how to date. I don't know how to believe anything someone tells me. I feel like I'm always waiting for the next betrayal. Oh, and there's more. During deployment, I made choices that saved my unit but cost civilian lives. I replay it every night. Civilians don't understand. I don't want their pity or their judgment. So I carry it alone.
Hi, I'm Thomas. I feel replaceable everywhere I go. At work, they could swap me out tomorrow. At home, I don't feel needed. Even with my kids, I don't know. I feel like if I disappeared, people would adjust pretty fast. I don't feel important. I don't feel like I matter. I don't know how to fix that.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I don't really have friends. Not real ones. I go to work, come home, eat, sleep, repeat. Nobody checks on me. Nobody asks how I'm doing. I don't talk to anyone about anything real. I feel like I'm fading out of my own life. I don't know how to connect anymore. You know, I realize I have 0 close male friends. No one I can call when life gets dark. We all just talk about sports and work. I don't know how to change that as an adult. It feels too late.
I'm Mark. I used to be strong. I used to feel confident in my body. Now everything hurts. I'm slower. I'm weaker. My sex drive isn't what it used to be. I feel like I'm disappearing. I don't know who I am without the physical part of me. I don't know how to accept getting older.
Hello, I'm Samuel. I made a decision years ago that saved people but cost someone their life. I replay it all the time. I don't talk about it because I don't want people judging me or calling me a monster. I don't know how to forgive myself. I don't know if I should forgive myself. I just carry it. Every day.
Hi, I'm Victor. I've never said this out loud before. I was born. I was born with a micro penis. It's medically small. I've avoided relationships my entire life because I'm terrified of being seen. I'm scared women will laugh or pity me or tell their friends. I feel defective, like my body betrayed me before I even started. I avoid gyms, doctors, beaches, anything where someone might see. I'm almost 40 and I've never had a real intimate relationship. I feel like I missed out on a whole part of life.
Hi, I'm Nathan.
I can't perform anymore. It started a few years ago, and it's only gotten worse. I've tried pills, but the anxiety is worse than the problem itself. I pull away from my wife because I'm terrified of failing again. She thinks I don't want her. But the truth is, I'm ashamed. I feel like less of a man every single day. I don't know how to talk about it without feeling broken.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan. On the outside, I look fine. I go to work. I smile. I provide. But inside, I feel completely empty. Some days it's hard to get out of bed, but I do it anyway. I don't cry, I don't talk about it, I just push through. My friends would never guess my family thinks I'm the strong one. I'm scared if I admit I'm struggling, they'll see me as weak. Or worse, they'll stop depending on me.
Hi, I'm Derek. After the divorce, I only get to see my kids every other weekend. I'm scared every time I drop them off that one day she'll take them away completely. The courts made me feel like I was disposable. I'm their dad, but I feel like I'm slowly being erased from their lives. I secretly cry in the car after I leave them, but I never tell anyone. I'm Paul, Dr. Blake. I'm really ashamed to say this out loud. I've never talked about it with anyone, and I'm embarrassed, even sitting here. But I finally feel like I'm in a safe place, so here goes. I've been using adult content almost every day for years. It started as stress relief, but now it feels like it controls me instead of me controlling it. I feel guilty afterward, I feel disappointed in myself. But I keep going back to it. It's affecting my marriage. I'm emotionally distant. I'm not present. I'm not the partner I want to be. I want to stop. I just don't know how. And I've been too ashamed to tell anyone until now.
Hi, I'm Thomas. I'm in pain every single day, but you can't see it. People tell me I look fine, like nothing is wrong. I push through at work because I have to, but it wears me down. I feel like I'm slowly disappearing, and no one notices.
Hello. I'm Anthony. You know, I don't really know what it means to be a man anymore. Everything I was taught growing up, being tough, being silent, being the protector, people now call toxic. It feels like the rules changed overnight, and I didn't get the memo. I still want to be strong. I still want to protect the people I love. But I also want to be allowed to feel things without being judged.
I want to be able to say I'm hurting or scared or overwhelmed without someone telling me I'm weak. Right now, I feel stuck in the middle. If I show emotion, some people say I'm not a real man. If I try to be traditional, others say I'm part of the problem. I feel judged by both sides, like no matter what I do, I'm wrong. I'm not trying to fight anyone. I'm just trying to understand who I'm supposed to be, and whether there's still room in the world for men like me.
Hello everyone. I'm Daniel. I've always been the quiet one, soft-spoken. I care deeply about people. I notice when someone's hurting. I like calm conversations, helping others and creating peace. But the world keeps telling me that's not enough, that I'm not enough as a man. Guys at work joke that I'm too soft. I've been called weak, a pushover, even feminine behind my back, so I try to toughen up my voice, act more aggressive, stay quiet about the things I actually care about. It's exhausting pretending to be someone I'm not. I just want to be kind without feeling ashamed of it. I want to be gentle and still be seen as a real man.
Hi, I'm Rick. I did 3 years. Something happened to me inside. I've never said it out loud, not to my family, not to my closest friend, not to anyone. When I got out, everyone expected me to bounce back, get a job, rebuild, move on. But I came home with a secret that feels heavier than the sentence. I was violated. I did not fight back. I froze, and I have hated myself for that ever since. When I got out, I could not sleep. I could not be touched. I could not be in a room with the door closed. I could not trust anyone's intentions. I kept thinking people could see it on me, like it was written on my skin. I avoid relationships because I do not want to explain why I panic when someone stands behind me. I avoid doctors because I do not want to be examined. I avoid intimacy because I do not want to be seen without armor. I avoid mirrors because I do not want to see the man who did not fight. I carry shame that does not belong to me. I carry fear that never leaves. I carry silence because I do not know how to speak without breaking.
I want to thank each of you for the courage it took to share your story today. I'm now going to speak to each of you individually, one by one, and address what you've brought into this circle. Michael, I want to start with you. What you experienced wasn't just a medical conversation, it was an emotional earthquake. You were handed information that challenged the foundation of your identity as a father. But here's the truth I need you to hear clearly. Biology does not erase fatherhood. Love does not get undone by a lab result. You raised your son. You shaped him. You showed up. The fear you're feeling, the fear of losing him, comes from how deeply you care. And that tells me your bond is real. You don't have to pretend this didn't hurt. You don't have to rush to make sense of it. But you also don't have to fear that this one moment defines your relationship. You are his father because you lived as his father, and that is not undone by a test. Aaron, you've been carrying this alone, and the weight of secrecy is often heavier than the diagnosis itself. Infertility is not a reflection of masculinity. It is a medical condition, not a character flaw. The anger you feel when you see other men with their children, that's grief. Not jealousy, not bitterness, grief for a life you imagined. You're not broken, you're hurting, and you deserve support. When you're ready to tell your wife, it doesn't have to be a perfect speech. It just has to be honest. Most partners don't want perfection, they want truth. And you're still a whole man, even in the face of this pain. David, loneliness inside a marriage is one of the most painful forms of loneliness. You're not invisible, you're unheard. And that hurts. Intimacy is not just physical, it's connection, attention, presence. You're missing all of it, and that's why you feel like a roommate instead of a husband. Your desire to stay faithful, to stay committed, even in this pain. That tells me your heart is still in the marriage, But you cannot fix this alone. Silence is not a solution. Avoidance is not a solution. You matter, your needs matter, and you deserve a relationship where you feel wanted, not erased. Montgomery, you've been carrying fear in one hand and responsibility in the other, and both are heavy. You were taught to be the rock, the provider, the one who never cracks. But rocks break too, and you're exhausted because you've been trying to hold up a world by yourself. Losing a job does not mean losing your worth. It does not mean your family will stop respecting you. It does not mean you failed. You're scared because you care. You're scared because you love your family. You're scared because you want to protect them. But you don't have to drown quietly. Letting people in is not weakness, it's survival. And your kids will remember your honesty far more than your silence. Eric, you were taught that emotions were dangerous. That vulnerability was weakness. That crying made you less of a man. Those messages didn't come from truth. They came from fear. Your father wasn't strong because he never cried. He was scared of what feelings meant. You learned to shut down because that was the only safe option you had. But shutting down is not the same as being strong. It's being alone. You're not weak for wanting connection. You're human, and the fact that you're here, speaking this out loud, tells me you're already breaking the cycle. Carlos, you've been carrying two wars, one in your home, and one in your mind. Your wife's betrayal wasn't just infidelity, it was emotional abandonment, and you survived it alone because you didn't want to look weak. But betrayal doesn't make you weak. It makes you wounded, and then there's the moral injury from deployment. The decisions no civilian can understand. You made choices under pressure that saved lives. And you've been punishing yourself ever since. You're not a monster. You're a man who had to make impossible decisions. And you deserve space to heal from both kinds of pain, the personal and the moral. Thomas, invisible pain is one of the hardest burdens to carry because the world responds to what it sees, not what you feel. People say you look fine because they don't understand what daily pain does to a person. You're not disappearing. You're exhausted. You're worn down by fighting a battle no one else can see. Your life still matters. Your presence still matters. And your pain is real, even when others don't recognize it. Ryan, loneliness doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like routine. Work, home, sleep, repeat. Men often lose friendships as they age because we were never taught how to maintain emotional connection. We were taught to bond through activities, not vulnerability. You're not fading because you're unworthy. You're fading because you've been isolated for too long. Connection is a skill, not a personality trait, and skills can be relearned. Mark, aging is not a failure, it's a transition. But society tells men their worth is tied to strength, speed, performance, and physical power. You're grieving the version of yourself you used to be. That grief is real, and it deserves space. But your identity is bigger than your body. Your value is bigger than your performance. And your masculinity does not disappear with age. It evolves. Samuel, you made a decision that saved lives. And you've been carrying the cost of that decision alone. Moral injury is not guilt. It's conflict between your actions and your values. It's the pain of being forced into a situation where every option hurts. You're not asking for forgiveness because you don't believe you deserve it. But healing isn't about erasing the past. It's about learning how to live with it without letting it destroy you. Victor, before I speak to your experience, I want to gently clarify something for the circle, and for anyone listening who may not be familiar with the terminology you used. The medical term for what you described is called a microphallus. It is the scientific name for a penis that is significantly smaller than average based on medical measurement standards. It is not slang. It is not a joke. It is not a character flaw. It is a clinical term used by physicians to describe a rare anatomical variation. I'm saying this because many people have never heard the word, and I want to make sure we're all grounded in accurate, respectful language. Now, Victor, your fear is not about your body. It's about humiliation, about rejection, about being seen and judged. You've lived your entire life under the weight of a secret that was never your fault. A secret that made you avoid relationships, intimacy, doctors, locker rooms, beaches, anywhere you might be exposed to shame. But I want you to hear this clearly. Your body is a variation, not a mistake. Nature does not make mistakes. It makes differences. The shame you carry didn't come from your anatomy. It came from the world's cruelty, from jokes, from stigma, from the fear of being mocked or dismissed. You are not defective. You are not unworthy. You are not disqualified from love. Intimacy is not built on size. It is built on trust, compassion, and connection. And you deserve all of those things. Nathan, what you're experiencing is not failure. It's anxiety. And anxiety is louder than any pill. Your body is responding to fear, not dysfunction. And your shame is building a wall between you and your wife. You're not less of a man. You're a man under pressure. And pressure shuts the body down. This is treatable. This is common. And you are not alone. Jonathan, you've been performing strength for so long that people forgot to check if you were okay. Being the dependable one often means no one thinks you need support. But strength without rest becomes emptiness. And emptiness becomes numbness. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're tired, and you deserve a place where you don't have to be the strong one. Derek, the pain you feel at drop-off is grief, not weakness. You're grieving time, connection, and the everyday moments you no longer get. The court system often makes fathers feel disposable, but you are not disposable. You are their dad, and your presence matters, even in limited time. Crying in the car doesn't make you less of a father. It makes you a father who loves deeply. Paul, shame thrives in secrecy. You've been fighting this alone, and that isolation has made the behavior feel bigger than you. This is not about morality. This is about coping. What started as stress relief became a cycle, and cycles can be broken. You're not disgusting. You're not broken. You're overwhelmed. And the fact that you're speaking this out loud means you're ready for change. Anthony, you're standing between two definitions of masculinity, the one you were raised with and the one the world is shifting toward. You're not wrong for wanting to be strong. You're not wrong for wanting to feel. You're not wrong for wanting balance. Masculinity is not disappearing. It's expanding. There is room for men like you, men who protect and men who feel. Daniel, your gentleness is not a flaw, it's a strength. The world needs men who can listen, notice, care, and create calm. You're not weak. You're not feminine. You're not less. You're emotionally intelligent, and that is one of the rarest forms of strength. Rick, what happened to you was violence, not weakness. Your body's freeze response was a survival mechanism, not a failure. Men often believe they should have fought, but the nervous system chooses the safest option in the moment. You did not choose it. It chose for you. The shame you carry is misplaced. The responsibility belongs entirely to the person who harmed you. Your reactions after release, hypervigilance, avoidance, sleep disruption, fear of touch, are normal trauma responses, not personal flaws. Many men who experience sexual victimization in prison never speak of it because society denies them the right to be victims. They fear being judged, mocked, or disbelieved. They fear being seen as less of a man. They fear the stigma more than the memory. Rick, you survived something that would break many people. Your silence has been a shield, not a prison. But you do not have to carry this alone. Your story deserves compassion, not condemnation. Rick, your story is real, and your pain is real. You were punished for being gentle, and you found safety in a space where gentleness was allowed. I want to validate your relief, because feeling safe for the first time is powerful. But I also want to ground this for everyone listening. Transition is not a universal solution. Some people find peace in it. Some face new challenges. Some experience both. Your experience is yours, valid, human, and deserving of compassion. And you do not have to feel guilty for wanting safety. Every person deserves to feel safe in their own skin. Before we close for today, I want to pause for a moment. I see that some of you are here with your spouses or partners, and I also know that a few of you may have felt too embarrassed or unsure to speak earlier. If there's anyone who would like to share their story now, and feels comfortable doing so, I want to give you that opportunity.
Hi, Dr. Blake. My name is Charles, and this is my wife, Marissa. She's here with me today because we're working things out and she wanted to support me. Some of the men in here don't know our situation, so I'll share it briefly. Marissa had an affair. She went outside our marriage and ended up contracting an STD. I knew I had never cheated, so I confronted her. She denied it at first, and then she finally told the truth. Here's where things got even more complicated. We've been trying to have a child for a long time. During her exam, the doctor discovered she was pregnant, and based on the medical timeline, he determined she was already pregnant before the affair started. That was a shock I didn't know how to process. I was angry. I yelled. I said things I regret, including telling her I hated her. Right here in your office, Dr. Blake. But we've built a life together. Years of memories, years of work, years of commitment. It's hard to throw that away. Marissa has shown real remorse. She's been transparent, consistent, and patient. When she goes out with friends, I don't ask her to check in. She does it on her own. She shares her location. She texts me. She does small things to give me peace of mind. Sometimes when her phone buzzes during a movie, I still get that old fear. But she'll show me the message just to reassure me. She's trying. I see that. The part that's been hardest is the pressure from other people. My buddies call me weak. They call me a simp. They say I'm whipped. They tell me I should have left immediately. And I won't lie. Hearing that over and over starts to get in your head. Sometimes I lie in bed and wonder if I made the wrong choice. Marissa even told me she wouldn't blame me if I walked away. She said I could start fresh, find someone new, have a baby, build a life without this baggage. I'm not infected, so technically I could. But I chose to stay. Not because I'm weak. Not because I can't do better. But because I believe our marriage is worth fighting for. My family has concerns, especially about the baby's health, and that adds more pressure. But we're working through it. We're doing everything medically recommended. We're committed to rebuilding. I know there are men out there who've been through something similar. Some leave, some stay. I stayed. And I'm here today because the judgment from other men is starting to wear me down. I love my wife. I see her remorse. But sometimes I still wonder if choosing forgiveness makes me strong or makes me foolish. I'm trying to understand what this choice says about me.
Charles, thank you for speaking up. And Marissa, thank you for being here with him. Your presence matters. Before I respond, I want to acknowledge something clearly. Infidelity combined with an STI is one of the most painful and complicated situations a couple can face. It brings betrayal, fear, shame, anger, and stigma, all at once. And you both walked into this room willing to talk about it. That takes courage. Charles, you were hit with several emotional shocks at the same time. The affair, the STI, the pregnancy, the denial, the confession, and then the pressure from friends and family. That is a lot for any man to carry. Your anger was real, your confusion was real, your hurt was real, and none of that makes you weak. I want to say this clearly, because men rarely hear it. Choosing to stay and rebuild is not weakness. It is not being whipped. It is not being a simp. It is not being less of a man. It is choosing commitment over ego. It is choosing healing over humiliation. It is choosing the long road instead of the easy exit. Your friends are responding from a place of pride, not wisdom. They see betrayal as a challenge to masculinity. But masculinity is not defined by leaving. It is defined by honesty, responsibility, and emotional courage, all of which you have shown. Now, let's talk about the fear that still lingers. The late-night doubts. The moments when a text message triggers old wounds. The quiet question, should I have left? Those thoughts don't mean you made the wrong choice. They mean you're human. Healing from betrayal is not linear. It comes in waves. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel unsure. Both are normal. Marissa, your remorse is clear. Your accountability is clear. Your willingness to rebuild trust, through transparency, consistency, and patience, is clear. Those actions matter. They are not performative. They are restorative. And the pregnancy, the timing, the fear about the baby's health, all of that adds emotional weight to an already heavy situation. But you are facing it together. That is what matters. Charles, you are not weak for staying. You are not foolish for fighting. You are not less of a man for choosing forgiveness. Strength is not measured by how quickly you walk away. Strength is measured by how honestly you confront pain. And you confronted it. You didn't hide. You didn't pretend. You didn't numb it. You faced it head on. That is strength. If you ever decide to leave, that would not make you weak either. It would make you human. But right now, you are choosing to rebuild. And that is a valid, respectable, courageous choice. You are not alone in this. Many men have faced similar situations. Some leave, some stay. There is no single, right answer. There is only the answer that aligns with your values, your love, and your future. And from where I'm sitting, I see a man who made a thoughtful choice, not a weak one. Before we officially close today, I want to check in one more time. I see a few of you sitting quietly in the back with your partners, and I know some of you may have felt too embarrassed or unsure to speak earlier. If there's anyone who would like to share now, or respond to something that was said, please feel free. Yes, you two in the back row. Go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Blake. My name is Justin, and this is my girlfriend, Freda. We wanted to respond to what Charles and Marissa shared. We were embarrassed earlier, so we stayed quiet. But hearing their honesty made us feel safe enough. Our situation was very similar. Freda had an affair, and she ended up contracting an STD. She wasn't upfront with me at first, and because of that, I ended up getting infected too. It was a painful experience emotionally and physically, and it shook our relationship. But like Charles and Marissa, we decided to fight for what we have. We chose to work through it instead of walking away, and just like Charles said, the judgment from other men was rough. I got called every name you can think of: weak, stupid, whipped, a fool. It made me question myself. It made me question whether staying meant I didn't respect myself. We're still working through the jealousy, the doubts, the moments when old fears pop up. It's not a fairy tale. It's not easy, but we're committed. And you're still counseling us, Dr. Blake, so we're doing the work. We just wanted to say thank you to Charles and Marissa. Hearing your story made us feel less alone. It grounded us. It reminded us that forgiveness doesn't make you weak. It just makes you human. That's all we wanted to say.
Justin, thank you for speaking up. And Freda, thank you for being here with him. Your willingness to talk openly about something so painful shows courage, not weakness. Infidelity combined with an STI carries a heavy stigma. It brings shame, fear, anger, and embarrassment. And when a man chooses to stay, society often responds with judgment instead of understanding. You experienced that firsthand. But I want to say this clearly. Staying to rebuild does not make you weak. It makes you intentional. It makes you committed. It makes you someone who values healing over pride. The jealousy you still feel, the doubts, the moments when your mind drifts back to what happened, those are normal. Healing from betrayal is not instant. It's a process, and you're doing that process together. Frida, your accountability matters. Your remorse matters. Your willingness to rebuild trust matters. Those actions are part of the healing, and they're important. Justin, you're not alone in this. Many men face similar situations, but very few talk about it. That silence creates shame, and shame creates isolation. Speaking today breaks that cycle. Your relationship is not defined by the worst moment. It's defined by what you do afterward. And what I see here is two people choosing honesty, responsibility, and repair. That is strength, that is maturity, and that is something to respect.
Hi, Dr. Blake. My name is Machiavelli. I was embarrassed to speak earlier because there are ladies present, and this topic is sensitive for me. But after hearing the honesty in this room, I feel brave enough to share. I struggle with premature ejaculation. For me, it's usually 1 to 3 minutes. It has cost me a couple of relationships, and rumors started spreading. People made jokes. Some women didn't want to date me because of it. It hurt more than I ever admitted. I do have a steady girlfriend now. She couldn't make it today because she's working, but she's supportive. She loves me from her heart, and that means everything to me. But I still worry deep down. I wonder if she's truly happy, or if she's just being kind. I know most women want more time, and I can't help but fear I'm disappointing her. That fear sets with me, even though she's never made me feel ashamed.
Hello. Dr. Blake. My name is Stanley. I didn't speak earlier because my situation carries a lot of stigma. People judge men harshly for what I'm about to say. In my previous relationship, the woman I was with was physically harmful toward me, and she did it in front of our daughters. I couldn't stand seeing them watch that. When I tried to protect myself by holding her arms down, she would call the police, and I was the one arrested. My daughters saw me taken away in handcuffs more than once. After each incident, she'd start the honeymoon phase, and then the cycle would repeat. We eventually separated and divorced. I ended up with short custody. When I picked up my daughter, I noticed my daughter started repeating the same things her mother yelled at me. It broke me. I saw my daughter picking up the same abusive behavior toward men, and she's just a little girl. She also started hitting and bullying her little brothers. I tried talking to my ex-wife. I begged her to teach our daughter kindness, but it always turned into a fight. She'd yell, push me, and the kids watched everything. My nervous system couldn't take it anymore. I was being re-traumatized every week. So I went to the court and surrendered all custody rights. I told them she could have everything. I just couldn't keep going. I went into therapy for 7 or 9 months. I had to take time off work. My nervous system was shot. When I finally recovered, people didn't recognize me. The color came back to my face. But the stigma stayed. People say I abandoned my kids. They call me a horrible parent. They put me in the same box as men who don't care.
That's why I never talk about it. But this group feels safe. So I'm saying it now for the first time in years.
Thank you both for speaking. These are not easy stories to share, and your courage deserves acknowledgement. Machiavelli. Premature ejaculation is far more common than most men realize. It is not a failure. It is not a flaw. It is not a measure of your worth. Many men experience it, and many relationships remain strong and loving. Your girlfriend's support is real, and your fear is understandable. Intimacy is emotional, not just physical. Your value in a relationship is not defined by minutes. It is defined by honesty, connection, and care. You are not alone, and you are not broken. Now, to you, Stanley, your story carries a different kind of weight. Men who experience partner violence often face disbelief, stigma, and unfair judgment. You were trying to protect your daughters from witnessing harm, and you were punished for it. Your nervous system reached its limit, and stepping away was an act of self-preservation, not abandonment. You did not leave because you didn't care. You left because staying was destroying you and harming your children. That is not weakness. That is survival. Both of you faced situations where society misunderstands men. Both of you carried shame that was never yours to carry. And both of you showed courage by speaking today. This room sees you. I see you. And your stories matter. Before we close for today, I want to leave the floor open one more time. If anyone has a question, even if it's not directly related to the stories we've heard, please feel free to ask. Yes, you in the flannel shirt. Go right ahead.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Blake. I heard you say STD, and I know what that is. But then you said STI, and I've never heard that term before. Is that a new kind of sexually transmitted disease? Sorry if this is a dumb question. I honestly didn't know there was a difference.
That's not a dumb question at all. It's actually a very important one. And I'm glad you asked, because a lot of people are confused by the difference. STD is the older term. It stands for sexually transmitted disease. For many years, that was the phrase everyone used. But medically, we now use the term STI, which stands for sexually transmitted infection. And here's why. Not every infection causes a disease. A person can have an infection without symptoms, without pain, and without visible signs. In other words, the organism is present, but it hasn't caused damage yet. So, infection is more accurate and less stigmatizing than disease. It helps people understand that. Some STIs have no symptoms. Some are temporary. Some are easily treatable. And having one does not mean someone is permanently harmed. The shift in language is meant to reduce shame and increase clarity. It's not a new condition. It's simply a more precise and respectful way of describing the same group of infections. So when you hear me say STI, I'm using the updated medical terminology. When someone says STD, they're using the older term. Both refer to the same category, but STI is the one we use in clinical settings today. Before we close for today, I want to open the floor one final time. If anyone has questions, comments, or anything at all they'd like to share, whether it relates to today's topic or not, please feel free to speak. No? All right, this was a very heavy session, and I do not want anyone leaving with this weight sitting in your mind or your nervous system. My wife, Amethyst, is here with us today, and she's going to lead a spoken word grounding to help settle your body before we dismiss. Amethyst, go ahead.
Let's take a moment together. You've heard stories today that touch places most people never talk about. You've carried emotions that men are often told to hide, and your body has been listening the entire time, even in the moments when your face stayed calm. So before you walk out of this room, I want you to let your body know that the danger has passed. You are safe. You are steady. You are here. If it feels comfortable, place both feet on the floor. Let your shoulders soften, let your breath settle, let your hands rest wherever they naturally fall. Take a slow breath in, hold, and release. Let the breath carry out the tension you picked up from every story. Let it carry out the fear that wasn't yours. Let it carry out the pressure you've been holding in your chest. Now breathe again. In, hold, release. Feel the weight in your body shift. Feel your heartbeat slow. Feel your mind begin to settle. You do not have to fix anything right now. You do not have to solve anything right now. You do not have to carry anything right now. Just breathe. Just be here. Just let your body return to center. One more breath. In, hold, release. You are grounded. You are present. You are safe to leave this room without carrying what was shared in it.
Now, let's talk about the misunderstanding. People look at men and see a steady face, a calm voice, a quiet posture. They think it means nothing hurts. They think silence means strength. They think stillness means he's fine. But men feel it too. They just don't always show it the way the world expects. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now, let's talk about the hidden hurt. When a man gets put down, he feels it. When someone he loves dismisses him, he feels it. When he's embarrassed, he feels it. When he's overwhelmed, he feels it. He may not say that hurt, he may not cry, he may not react, but the feeling still lands. It just lands quietly. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now let's talk about the check-ins. Check on your men, check on your brothers, check on your fathers, check on your sons, check on your uncles, check on your nephews, check on the quiet ones, check on the strong ones, check on the ones who never complain. Just check on them. A call, a text, a hey, how are you doing? It matters more than you think. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now, let's talk about the different language of pain. Some men drink, some men shut, some men overwork, some men withdraw, some men get angry, some men get numb, some men pretend nothing is wrong, not because they don't feel, but because they were taught not to show coping patterns. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now let's talk about the everyday men you don't see. You work beside men who are hurting. You live with men who are hurting. You pass men in stores who are hurting. You laugh with men who are hurting. You depend on men who are hurting. They don't always show it, they don't always say it, but they feel it, every bit of it. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now, let's talk about the check-ins. Check on your men, check on your brothers, check on your fathers, check on your sons, check on your uncles, check on your nephews, check on the quiet ones, check on the strong ones, check on the ones who never complain, just check on them. A call, a text, a hey, how are you doing? It matters more than you think. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now we're at the bridge. Sometimes the quiet ones are the ones carrying the heaviest load. Sometimes the calm ones are the ones breaking inside. Sometimes the strong ones are the ones closest to giving up. This is why checking in matters. This is why presence matters. This is why listening matters. Some men don't reach out until it's too late. Not because they didn't feel, but because they didn't think they were allowed to. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Now, let's talk about the check-ins. Check on your men, check on your brothers, check on your fathers, check on your sons, check on your uncles, check on your nephews, check on the quiet ones, check on the strong ones, check on the ones who never complain, just check on them. A call, a text, a hey, how are you doing? It matters more than you think. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Check on your men, check on your men, check on your men. Every day, every week, every chance you get. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel. They may open up, they may not, but the check-in still matters. It tells them they're seen, it tells them they're valued, it tells them they're not walking alone. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too. Check in with your male loved ones, because men feel too.